Hey, let me turn this off. So, what are we doing here? Just Monday afternoon, nothing much going on. We just had a week where the world was concentrated on Final Cut Pro at the Creative Summit. We had a week when the world was concentrating on Final Cut Pro at the Creative Summit. Now, I understand putting out a bug fix and talking about bugs is not that something that they really want to do, but they couldn't have mentioned, hey, we got a bug fix coming out on Monday. Bug fix coming out in a couple of days. Yeah, they could have. They could have. Absolutely, positively could have. It's not nice to talk about their bugs. That's the only thing. So, yeah, I understand that completely. Torgrim says, it's past my bedtime in Norway. Are we happy? Is it the big new Final Cut Pro or just much anticipated bug fix? Just a bug fix, which is kind of like what we expected that was going to happen. I mean, we've been talking about it for how long? If you've been following either Final Cut Fridays or FCP TV Live, we've been talking about 10.6.1 since 10.6 came out, basically, right? Hey, I got some good news though. I think my audio is fixed. This bad boy has been, let's say, intermittent with Monterey on my new MacBook Pro, my 16-inch MacBook Pro, which I absolutely love this thing. So of all the things, there's been articles about how Apple software is going down the tubes, but their hardware is absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm not going to agree with that software is not where it's supposed to be, but it seems a little shaky sometimes. But the hardware is phenomenal. the iPhone 13 Pro and this new MacBook Pro. I absolutely love it. So Coco says my audio thumbs up. So let me show you what my audio is doing. This is what I was going to just show you. This is my audio working with this. I updated this today. I have a couple new plugins that I'm trying out. This is the U Audio Twin X, Apollo Twin X. This is my hardware unit. This unit actually processes all of these plugins in real time. All these plugins you're watching over here working, that hardware unit processes them in real time. It's interesting, but all these plugins that are running are processed by this unit. They are not processed in my MacBook. They're processed in this box and hardware. So I can actually use them live. Look at all these beautiful plugins, tube emulations and stuff. I have a Neve, what is this? A Neve's 1084 as a channel strip. I have limiters, compressors. Actually, this one's not even on. Take that one off. Huh. That's not even on. This one and this one. Let me move these around. So these are being processed in real time by my hardware audio interface. Fantastic. I love it. So it seems to be working. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that it's going to stay working. I've had problems where it would work and then it would just stop working. So today we're doing good. Today we're doing good. Isn't Final Cut Pro running optimized on the new Mac FCP Max, MacBook Pro Max? Yes. Yes, it is. But 10.6 has had bugs since it came out 3.5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So we've been anticipating 10.6.1. Everybody has. A lot of people have. We know it's coming out. I just questioned whether they were going to slip a couple of features or two, one or two features in there. Apparently, the answer is no, they are not. So let's do this. I have not updated yet. So here's my updates. As you can see, Final Cut Pro is not listed here. Now here's what I do. I search over here in the search field, press enter. Look, it even says here, just open. But you click on Final Cut Pro here, it says update. There it says update. So it takes a couple of steps to get it. So it's not listed in my updates yet, but it's there. These are the things that were done. Fixes an issue that could prevent successful import of FCP XML 1.9 and 1.10 files. Fixes an issue where the Command-Z keyboard shortcut would not perform an undo if language was set to Spanish in system preferences. Fixes an issue in the export file shared destination where the video codec setting was unavailable after choosing computer as the format. We talked about that on our show. Improves reliability during playback of AC3 audio. So, I'm going to update live on the air. I very, very rarely do this, but what the heck? I'm going to update live on the air. Update. Here we go. Updating. Excellent. 10.6.1 has been expected for quite a while because 10.6 had so many bugs in it. We've been hearing all about it. Apple pushed back Eric Emmerich's 16-inch MacBook Pro delivery 2 days to the 19th. I know many people want but can't get one. Yes. I usually Command R on the update page. Yes, I understand. I've done that too, but I wanted to show you another way to do that. I usually just search. Newbie here. Where can I learn to use Final Cut Pro for basic class? I have a couple of suggestions. You can, if you want to do it for free, go on YouTube and just search Final Cut Pro, basic Final Cut Pro. There's lots and lots of tutorials there. If you want to, you can also go to Ripple Training. Let me see what they have actually. I don't think they're, let me just check because I talk about them a lot. They're friends of mine. Tutorials, Final Cut Pro, comprehensive tutorials. So if we go here to rippletraining.com, they have probably some of the best tutorials. New to Final Cut Pro, start here. So there's the answer to your question. If you're new to Final Cut Pro, start there. Final Cut Pro Core Training. These are brand new for the 10.6. This is where you can go. Now, you have to realize these are all 10.4. These are not 10.6 or not even 10.5. See, these are all 10.4, 10.4. These are not 10.5 or 10.6. However, there's not much difference between 10.4 and 10.6 because 10.4 was the last full feature update that we got was 10.4. They don't even have anything on 10.5 in here in Ripple Training. 10.4, 10.3, 10.4. It's not changed that much. That's been one of the problems. That's been one of the problems is it hasn't changed that much since 10.4, almost 4 years ago. 10.5 was hardly nothing, especially for Intel users, right? So you can go on Ripple Training and do stuff, but everything's going to be based on 10.4. They're not going to update to 10.6. They're not updating anything for 10.5 because there's nothing there. 10.6 has a couple of cool features, so you can go in depth on some of that stuff. Core Training. Let's look at this one time, but I'm sure it's 10.4. I'm sure it's 10.4. Yeah, covers version 10.4 to 10.5.2, but so it goes to 10.5.2. There's something that goes. But if you want to get background, that's where you go. I mean, this is a good beginner place to go. Ripple Training is the best. If you don't want to pay, just go to YouTube and search for Final Cut Pro. That's another place to go. But if you want comprehensive training, even though it's 10.4, Final Cut Pro has not changed that much since 10.4. So you do the 10.4, you're going to be up to speed with 10.5 and 10.6. That's my official way to get up and running with Final Cut Pro. Spoiler alert, all is behaving correct again so far in the hour I've used it. Thank you, Bruce, for telling us that. Watching from Sydney, Australia, thanks for the tip on the update process. Took 4 days to appear on my update page of the App Store for 10.6. Absolutely. That's what I do. It's not in my update page either. It's still not there. Let me just pull it up. So if we go here back to the App Store, here's my updates. It's not there. Logic Pro was updated 3 days ago. Ever since that happened, I figured 10.6 was just around the corner. And absolutely, that's the case. So the question I have is, they couldn't have said something about this at the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit? Just mention, hey, we know there's some issues with 10.6 because they have the world's attention on Final Cut Pro there, right? They have the world's attention on Final Cut Pro. Just mention something, the roadmap. Hey, we got 10.6.1 coming out. It's going to take care of the few bugs that we've seen so far. Hopefully it takes care of all the bugs. There's still a bug with transparency, right? Something to do with transparencies not happening correctly. That's what I hear. By the way, if you want to be notified when we go live, this is how you do it. Go to youtube.com, Richard Taylor TV, subscribe over there, hit the little bell, and you'll be notified whenever we go live. I've got all kinds of things I'm doing today. I've updated, not only have I updated Helmut, watching from Austria. Thank you for this info. You're more than welcome. Mention something is acting strange, you're holding it wrong. That's what the famous Steve Jobs did when there was a problem with AntennaGate, if you remember that correctly. If you remember that, Steve Jobs says, well, you're holding it wrong. That's why there was a problem with AntennaGate. So, not only, let me go back, so not only did I update all this stuff today, and it's working. Everything's working like it's supposed to. I'm plugged in and my plugins are all working. I also have Waves plugins. I have the Mercury bundle of Waves plugins. And I updated those to version 13 today. Now, I haven't started using those. You cannot use Waves plugins in Final Cut Pro. They specifically say you can't do that. I love having a physical mute button, which is this. This is my physical mute button. Let me just check something here. Check. Okay, that looks okay. I was just checking levels. I have a couple places I have to check them, and they seem to be working fine. So I updated all this hardware. Well, you can't see it. I updated the firmware on this. I updated the plugins on this. They say they're working in Big Sur, and they should work in Monterey because this MacBook Pro shipped with Monterey, and my plugins are of the utmost importance to me. They're very, very important. Also, Ecamm Live, of course, Final Cut and Logic, of course, those are important. But the Cam Link, the thing that connects to my webcam, which is GH4, all that stuff seems to be working okay now. So that's great. Now, I haven't tried 10.6.1, but it says it fixes these bugs. Let's hope that's the case. Now, what about 10.6.2? Where is 10.6.2? Maybe 10.6.2 will be a feature update. Listen, they cannot do with 10.6 what they did with 10.5. 10.5 was nothing. There's nothing there. It's like all sugar snacks. It's nothing. 10.6, they can't do that with 10.6. They have to give us some features with 10.6 and not just jump to 10.7. Craziness. That's why go to Ripple Training once again. Go to Ripple Training. There's nothing there for 10.5. There's nothing there comprehensive for 10.6. Okay, there's a couple of specific features, but Final Cut Pro team has got to get us on the ball, get us some updates. Have you done a Summit wrap-up episode yet? I have not done a Summit wrap-up. Is that something you guys would like and gals would like to see? How was the Summit for me, Richard? I enjoyed the wrap-ups. I enjoyed the in-person things where you could talk to people. I enjoyed those. I attended some of the Serena Catania's episode, was really good. They should crank it up to 11, literally. I don't think they're ready, Bruce. I don't think they're ready. I think they've still got work to do. So I think they're going to be on 10.6 for a while. Quite an experience with a virtual conference. Kudos to Future Media Concepts. Future Media Conferences now they're called. Kudos to Future Media Conferences. Thank you for putting this on every year. We love the Final Cut Pro Global Summit. We love it. Thank you for putting it on because you're the biggest reason it comes around. Of course, Apple's involved, and this year OWC was involved. They were one of the big sponsors, and a lot of the other people were sponsors. We, the community, were also involved. But anyway, I just wanted to come on. I told you I would come back here when 10.5.1 came out, and I had a feeling it was, well, look, we've been talking about it. I've had graphics in my videos, YouTubes and stuff. I've had 10.6.1 in the graphic for like weeks now, but that's not a surprise, but it's nice to come out. The Summit ended on Saturday, and Monday they put out a bug fix. And once again, I understand that you're not going to talk about a bug fix. You're not going to celebrate bug fixes that much. But you at least could have mentioned it. You think we don't know there's bugs in 10.6? Of course we know there's bugs in 10.6. That's not a surprise to anybody. Bugs, bugs, bugs. I hope everybody gets their MacBook Pro. This is a 16-inch, completely loaded. And I've changed the way I work now. I've never depended on a MacBook Pro in my entire life as my main machine. Never. Until this new one. Now, this is my main machine. I have a MacBook Pros here. I have a 34-inch LG monitor, ultra-wide LG monitor. For my main monitor, MacBook Pro is sitting below it, so I have the MacBook Pro, and above it's the LG monitor. And over to here, to my right, actually, I have another monitor hooked up to my MacBook Pro. I mean, my Mac Pro. My 2019 Mac Pro. So I still have my Mac Pro. It's actually backwards. I'll point this way. No, I'll point that way. It's over here. It's over there. My Mac Pro's on this side, and I have a screen over there. And the Mac Pro is running Catalina, although I can boot into Monterey and Big Sur. This is the first time I've skipped over Big Sur completely. I've never run Big Sur other than testing things out. One whole generation of an OS I completely avoided. I'm on Monterey because I have to be because of my MacBook Pro. I've never done Big Sur this way. It's over this way. Never done it. So Roz reminded me that Final Cut Pro crashed during the Apple demo. I don't know if whoever, so there was about 300 people watching live. The first one. The second one had about 200. It was in the evening. The second one was interesting to me. They showed us a couple of things that I didn't know about motion and tracking and stuff. So that was like a neat tutorial. The first one was just rehashing everything we already know about Final Cut Pro. There's nothing wrong with it, but they keep saying from the spaceship campus. Where is the spaceship campus? All we saw was beige backgrounds and offices, generic office backgrounds. We didn't see the spaceship campus. It could have been anywhere. When you say that you're in a spaceship campus, show us the spaceship campus. Walk around a little bit. Don't just show us beige office spaces. That's not exciting. That doesn't tell us anything. I mean, it's like Spaceship Campus is a nice place. We've seen it from the outside, but yeah, Final Cut Pro crashed on them while they were demoing. I don't know what version, whether it was 10.6 or 10.6.1. It'd be great just to import into Timeline any video, Final Cut Pro library, and leave files in place instead of copy the library's storage location. Well, you can do that, can't you? You just leave the files in place. There's a preference. I wonder if the crash during the demo is because of 10.6 or something else. Maybe you would think they would have 10.6.1 when they're doing a demo, don't you think? Time to accept that Final Cut Pro is not going to be changed significantly. Incremental is the rule. I don't agree with you. If I thought Final Cut Pro is going to be at this snail's pace of updates that they've had for the last 3 years, that wouldn't be good. I mean, I'm going to still be using Final Cut because I've been using Final Cut for 20 years, one version or the other. But no, I can't. I don't accept that it's going to be at this snail's pace. What are they paying the team for? What the heck are they doing if they're just going to put out dribble updates, little dribble here, little dribble there? No, I don't accept that. I think they've used excuses. They've used COVID. They've used a couple. Metal 2 was one of the excuses that I heard. And then they heard, oh, Apple Silicon last year, and they held this excuse and that excuse. In the meantime, Black Magic's running circles around them with their updates and their camera updates and their software updates. Update. Same circumstances, same hardware. Roz says, amazed at how fast it came back. So Bruce says, agreed. George, the second one much more and learned a few things. Makes me want to dive deeper into Motion. Yeah, every time I see Motion in action, it's like fantastic. Motion has a scrolling timeline. Did you know that? Yes, it does. It has a scrolling timeline. Has for years. It has a fantastic keyframe editor. I don't know why they haven't borrowed that for Final Cut Pro. Spaceship had taken off, left the bland offices. I don't know why they don't show us the Spaceship campus. They're making this big thing. It's from the Apple campus, and they just don't even show us. But whatever. I remember talks of being broadcast from the Steve Jobs Theater. Yes. If you listen to FCP Radio, Final Cut Pro Radio, the last podcast, Sam Messman was on there, and he said he heard rumors that it was going to be broadcast from the Steve Jobs Theater. Okay, there's a comment. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if it makes us, I'm not sure how that works, what you're talking about, copying media between libraries. I don't do too much of that. But anyway, 10.6.1 came out. Absolutely. Going to grab a drink here. I'm going to mute my microphone while I drink. That way you don't hear all the swallow noises and the bottle opening and stuff. Because I know that's what you're here for. I know you're here to listen to those noises. But, all right, so anyway, that's the main thing. So this is my, if you see this interface, that's the Stream Deck XL. I really, really like this. Now, I'm using it with Ecamm Live, and this is how I set up all the different scenes and things. But you can also use it with Final Cut Pro. You can make any keyboard shortcuts you want on there. Finder keyboard shortcuts. I have screen grabs. I have graphic to text. I have all kinds of shortcuts that I use on there. Very funny. Yeah, you have to pay for those drinking noises. So one of the things that I've done recently is I had band concerts over my house, live band concerts. Let me pull one of those up. So I have this website, Raz TV, and I have another podcast called Roots Rock Radio that I've been doing for a long time. And I have, for example, I had a band over this weekend called the Harlan County Kings. They're an original band. They're really good. They're really good. Let me turn that off. I'm not sure. Interviews, sound effects. I'm not sure. So they can't, I'm not sure why isn't there, I don't know why there's not any music coming out there, but they're really good. I've had a lot of bands. I do a 3-camera shoot, and I bring them over to the garage. They play out live. And something I've noticed is there's some kind of a troll on YouTube that keeps putting strikes because there's some kind of a melody or something. This was a band called From the Hills, friends of mine. These guys are great. All these bands are great. But I had these 4 bands over. Go Dog Go's another one. I had 4 bands over performing literally in the garage. And they performed to an audience outside. And this is the other one, Hucklebuck. They performed to an audience outside. Everything is outside. I'm not sure why you can't hear them, but you can't. So the interesting thing that's happened is every time I put a band on, even though they're doing original material, some troll on YouTube comes in and says, oh, that's our melody from one of our songs. That's our melody for one of our songs. And they keep doing this over and over and over again to the point where I'm not going to contest everything every time they do it. I don't get that many views. I mean, I get 1,000 views. I don't think that's something you can really monetize. Nathan McAvoy says, I'm late. Well, 10.6.1 came out, as we've been talking about. We've been talking about it for weeks now, of course, going on FCP TV Live. And Final Cut Friday, we talked about it last week when we talked about after the Apple presentation, we talked about it. So, but anyway, I just wanted everybody to know that since I said I would come back when 10.6.1 came out, here we are. 10.6.1 came out, we're back. Let's just check out something else. Logic came out. Nathan says, but seeing the release notes, I take it I didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything as far as features go. Let's wait for 10.6.2 to see what happens there. But, you know, the less Final Cut Pro does, the less Final Cut Pro innovates, because their innovation has really stalled. What have they innovated over the last 3 years? Not much. Very little innovation there. Yes, I understand Metal 2 was big, and Apple Silicon took a lot of work, and COVID. Yes, I understand all that. That didn't stop Blackmagic from innovating. But Blackmagic is tortoise in the hare, right? There's no comparison. Blackmagic is innovating, features. Final Cut Pro, let's give them, let's see what happens with 10.6.2. I'm the eternal Final Cut Pro optimist here. That's me right there, Richard Taylor. Love the Final Cut Pro team. Get some work done, please. Can you do a refresh on the App Store and see if 10.6.2 is out yet? Yes, I'll do that, but not now, not today. I got to go eat dinner. It's 5:13, past my dinner time. Usually I eat at 5 or so. So I just wanted to come on and talk about Final Cut Pro 10.6.1. It's a bug fix. Bug fix. Let me just, once again, let me just pull this up here. So, Final Cut Pro, I'm not going to open it, but there's nothing really much there. There's not much there. Let me pull this up big. Fix. Improves reliability. AC3 video. Now, the interesting thing is I've heard about transparency issues. I've heard about transparency issues, and I don't see that fixed. What are the main reasons for you to stick on Final Cut Pro? My main reason is really the fast and just let you edit and completely forget the software. I like it. A lot. I like the magnetic timeline. There's lots of things that I like. There's things that I don't like. I don't like having to put audio inside of compound clips in order to apply a bus compressor or limiter. I don't want to do that. It's very clunky. I don't like the fact when I double click on a compound clip, it takes me to a whole other timeline. It has no relationship to my main timeline. It jumps to a completely different timeline, the compound clip. Why can't the compound clip just expand in place in the timeline? There's lots of things it needs. I'd like to be able to color code clips, not with roles, just select a group of clips on the timeline and apply a color to them, and then in the browser sort by that color. Where's dupe detection? There's so many things that are missing, but I still like it. It's still my NLE of choice. I really enjoy, I have fun editing with Final Cut Pro. Now, I also have fun editing in DaVinci Resolve. I'm not going to say that I don't, because I don't. In France, we have the update already available in the App Store. That's fantastic. I spent 3 hours in Resolve the other night for some exploration, and not having the magnetic timeline is really a deal breaker for editing. I edit in Logic all the time. I edit audio in Logic all the time, and I don't have to deal with that non-scrolling timeline. The playhead goes and Final Cut Pro goes and just goes off the screen, and you don't know where it is. It's completely off the screen. That's nonsense. That's complete nonsense. In Logic, it stays in the center like it's supposed to. One of the pages in Resolve, it has a scrolling timeline or stationary playhead, whatever you want to call it, just stays there. So, yeah, the magnetic timeline is hard to get around when I'm editing video. For audio, audio is different. Well, at least they fixed some bugs for us. Thanks, Final Cut Pro team. Absolutely thanks, Final Cut Pro team. Look to the future revolutionary updates. So I guess at this point, since we have 10.6.1 as a bug fix already, will we see any kind of a feature update in 2021? Will we see a 10.6.2 in December before they go on vacation? That'd be nice. Give us a few features. A few of our missing features. Many missing features. There's lots of missing features in Final Cut I'd like to see happen. Lots. But there are lots in most other software as well. DaVinci Resolve, yeah, magnetic timeline would be interesting. I would wonder how they would incorporate that. But anyway, thanks to the Final Cut Pro team, we all like Final Cut Pro quite a bit, but you've been really slow on getting updates and features for the last over 3 years. 10.4 was the last full feature, full point update you gave us. 10.5 wasn't it? So far, 10.6 is not it. Although, once again, 10.6 has 2 big features. Well, they're big for me because I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max. If you don't have an iPhone 13, you got 1 feature. If you don't have iPhone 13 Pro Max, you only have 1 feature. You only got the tracking. The tracking itself is a big feature. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But you can't do an update and just have 1 feature, 1 main feature. That's not going to satisfy customers. You've been hearing for a long time that we want things and updates, feature updates, not like, what was 10.5? Tell me what 10.5 was. It was only for Apple Silicon, that's it? What about all the Intel users? You didn't do anything in 10.5, very little. 10.5 to 10.6 was the smallest full feature update in the history of Final Cut. So, Scott Gilly said, I'm pretty sure the Apple Pro Apps team goes on vacation on December 1st and doesn't come back until February. Well, give us one of those updates you have in your pocket before you go on vacation. You have a couple right here. You have 10.6.2 and 10.6.3 and 10.6.4. Give us a couple before you go on vacation if that's the case. Currently bothering me in 10.6, they said they fixed a bug that's always been there where advancing the playhead 1 frame at a time would include audio, but it now only does it with audio skim on, okay? Was there a new update today? Yes, Jeff, there was, 10.6.1. It's a bug fix for 10.6, which came out 4 weeks ago. Was it on a Monday or Tuesday? It came out, I don't remember. Yes, 10.6.1, bug fix only. Bug fix only. So, will we have a Final Cut Friday this week? I don't know. Have to see how things go. If you want to see Final Cut Friday, let me know in the comments. You can listen. By the way, when you can comment on the YouTube channel after the video is over. You can leave comments there as well. I try to, if I remember, I unlock all those. I think I unlocked them. But anyway, I'm really glad that all this software is working for me. This is my audio unit plugin, UAudio. It's an expensive system, but I really, really like it. These are all the audio plugins that I'm running in real time because I'm running hardware. This box has hardware that actually processes all the software plugins in real time. They are not processed on the computer in this mode. I was having problems with this before. Now it seems like it's working. I updated today, updated firmware today. Now it seems like it's working, so that's fantastic. I thank you for United Audio for getting that resolved. Did you get the MacBook Pro or Max? And what do you think so far? I absolutely, positively Love this MacBook Pro. I got a card slot reader over there. I have, what else is on this side? Thunderbolt 4, not Thunderbolt 3 like the old ones, Thunderbolt 4, card reader, MagSafe, 2 more Thunderbolt 4 ports. There's something else over here too. Well, I know there's audio as well. This thing is fantastic. I got the max everything with the 4 terabyte hard drive. So max. I got 64 gigabytes of unified memory, 32 GPU cores, I think is what it is, and a 10 CPU core. And I got the 4 terabyte hard drive. That thing is fast as heck. Here's what happened. I originally got, the day you could order, I went online and ordered the same machine in space. It's also space gray. You really can't tell. It looks like it's silver, but it's space gray. So I went online when it was available, ordered it within 5 minutes, and it still was 6 weeks out to get it. But I ordered a 2 terabyte drive. And afterwards, I had my friend on, and he said he ordered one with a 4 terabyte drive. Got me thinking, yeah, I probably should have got the 4 terabyte drive. So what happened was, I can see you like audio features a lot. Absolutely, I love audio. So nice, absolutely beautiful and fast machine to trust. Yes, the software has to catch up. Good point. No mention in the update about them fixing the waveform redraw issues. I forgot about that. Also, no mention in the notes. There's a problem with transparency coming through properly. Video, PNGs, I've seen multiple people report that. So that's 2. The audio reform draws, I don't know if they've been fixed, and the transparency issue. So if they hadn't been fixed, we should be seeing 10.6.2 hopefully in 2021. Give us something before you go on vacation, Christmas vacation. Sorry, I missed your specs. Here we go. One more time. I got the max everything except for the hard drive. 64 gigabytes of unified memory, 32 GPU cores, 10 CPU cores. But I got a 4 terabyte hard drive, and I recommend, if you can afford it, I think it's $400 more than the 2 terabyte, get the 4 terabyte. This thing is fantastic. This is fantastic. What is your outdoor camera, and does it work with HomeKit? I have security cameras on the front and the back that record any kind of motion or anything. And yes, they are, but I don't know what the advantage of using HomeKit is yet, because they have a nice app on their own. The one I have in the backyard, typically, it shows the backyard. That's a Mevo Start camera that I connect for this thing, but I didn't have time to do that today. Okay, that's what I thought. So the 4 terabyte drive is phenomenal. This thing is fast. It's like 7,000 megabits per second. My Mac Pro is like 2,800 to 3,000. I thought that was fast. This one come up 6,800, 7,200, something like that. Read write. So it's really, really cool. I really like it. So anyway, subscribe over here. YouTube.com/RichardTaylorTV. Same on Facebook, same on Twitter, same on Instagram, though I never post there. And some other things. Main advantage is security of the feed. I guess that's true. But I just, yeah, okay. I'll have to see how that's configured. Of course I have that, but HomeKit. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here for today. And if you want to see Final Cut Friday, go ahead and mention it in the comments here. I'll think of something and come back. We could do a review of the summit, recap of the summit, get your opinions on that. Not the Apple presentation. We did that on Friday. But just the other, we can come on and talk about that. If nothing else, I'll probably come back on Final Cut Friday and we'll talk about the summit and any other news. If there's any further developments in Final Cut Pro 10.6.1, we will talk about that. Final Cut Pro 10.6.1 is out. So Friday, Final Cut Friday. Thanks, Richard. Enjoy your new beast machine. I got the Mac Pro when it came out, 2019. That's been a fantastic Mac, one of the best I've ever had. This new one, though, with the new Apple Silicon architecture and 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports and oh, it's got HDMI out. That's what it's got. HDMI, card reader, it's got audio, and it doesn't have Ethernet, but I just use an adapter for that. Phenomenal machine. And I have not pushed it yet. So everybody will get too familiar with macOS Monterey. I've been on Monterey on this MacBook Pro. That's what it's shipped with. I have no choice. For sure, a Summit recap would be great, please. Okay, listen, we'll come back Friday, Final Cut Friday, and I'll, once again, subscribe over here, click the notification bell, and you'll be notified when we go live. I'll commit to a Final Cut Friday this week, and one of the things we'll be talking about is a Summit recap. What you thought about the Summit. I do these Final Cut Pro TV lives for the community to talk live and comment live. This is the main reason that I do it. So anytime there's Final Cut Pro news, I try to come on here live. 10.6.1 came out, I came on here live. So one of the best comments that I've got recently about doing this was from Jeffrey Orthwine. He's a friend of mine from the Final Cut Pro Summit. We're also both Twin Peaks fans, David Lynch fans, so we have that in common as well. And he said in the last Final Cut Pro radio podcast, he said something really stuck with me. He said, thanks for keeping the energy, the Final Cut Pro energy going all this time. And I said, that was nice. I really enjoyed that because that's what I tried to do. I've done these all summer, nothing going on, no updates, no news. Keep on coming back, talking about Final Cut, Final Cut, Final Cut, Final Cut. So we will come back Final Cut Friday and do a Summit recap. Just go over things you guys and gals can talk about, some of your favorite sessions. Helmet says good night. And we truly appreciate it. Thanks, Richard. Here's something else you can do. It's everybody's watching right now. Tell other Final Cut Pro editors or video professionals or mobile filmmakers, especially this Final Cut, this iPhone 13 Pro Max. I love this thing. Oh, by the way, I got a new gimbal for it that I really, so far, I really like this thing. It's a Moza. It's a Moza. And one of the things I like about it is it has a motorized, let me see if I can show you this. And normally you have to stretch these things apart to put your phone in. This one, let's see if it does it. Yeah. It's motorized. It opens and closes by itself. You put your phone in there. It's got a sensor. It clamps onto the thing and then self-balances. It's phenomenal. It's the best one I've had so far. Now, I don't know if these gears and things are going to last because there's gears in there. That's what I'm more sensitive about. And it seems to work pretty darn well. So it's really neat. It has the handle here, and then this you can close up. You can have two hands on it as you're doing things. But I'm really impressed with it so far. It's like $100 on Amazon. It's where I got mine. And I really like this. $109, I think it was. I really like the fact that it opens and closes automatically. Now, the bad thing is it doesn't clamp with a case very well. It's kind of, because this is square and that's kind of more rounded, so it fits my iPhone 6s Plus a lot better with a case, but this one, I have to take it out of the case and then it clamps fine. But I really like this so far. It has this little tripod. It has two different handles, so you can hold it there. I just have to remember that. I really like filming with my iPhone 13 Pro Max. David stuck around for the wrap-up social. Pretty late for you? Absolutely. Yes, thank you, because we need the Phonica Pro team to be on their toes, and your show definitely helps. Absolutely. They watch. The Phonica Pro team absolutely watches the show. I have proof of that. Thanks for the notice about 1061. How much was that? That was $109 in the U.S. on Amazon. I like the tripod. I like the... This is... Let me look it up for you. It's the Mose... I'll look it up on my... pull it up on my Amazon account. Hold on a second. It's the new one. It just came out. Let me pull it up. Pull up my orders and returns. Where is that? I order so much stuff on Amazon. It's incredible. Let me see where it is. Here it is. So it's the Moza Mini MX2. Make sure it's the 2. The 2 is the one that has the motorized. Oh, it says it has. They have 16 in stock. Order soon. Only 16 left. So they have them in stock. This is the one. I was kind of surprised. Let me see if I can. It was amazing when I saw that motorized opening. Well, you can go and watch it. You can go and watch it on Amazon. Can you take off the tripod? Yes, you can. Absolutely. So here's what I do, Roz. I have these quick release plates. This is a Ulanzi, and I just do that. So this is a separate piece. This does not come with it, but this just screws on the bottom normally. But I have these quick release plates. I have about a dozen of them on all my on everything I do. 2 buttons, press them, comes off, clicks back on, clicks on. So this doesn't come with that. This is about $20 by itself. These are, but this just screws in otherwise. But I use the Ulanzi on everything. These little things. Quick release plates, they're called. Does it work with the 13 Pro ultra wide lens? Let me just show you, since you guys are interested in that, I'm going to take my case off and I'll put it on there and I'll show you one of the reasons I really like this. I have another one that I use a lot, but it works, the case, the iPhone case is, they're square edge and they get bulky with the, so let me just do this. I'll do this for you. I think this will work. Oh, you can't see it over there. Let me do it over here. So right now it's waiting for my phone, right? So, done. So now it's balanced, and if I want to rebalance it, I have to press 2 buttons. It'll open back up again, and I can rebalance it. It wasn't quite balanced enough, and then I can close it back up. Now it's, now it does all the gimbally things. But it's really neat that it opens and closes automatically, and then it balances itself as best it can, as long as it's not too far off. So I really, really like this one. But I have the iPhone. But as far as the lenses go, sure, you can use the 5x lens. You can use any lens you want in the native camera app. So, because I use the native camera app, and I do that specifically. Because I can switch the lenses while I'm recording. I've seen no other app. There is one app that does the switching very slowly, but I like to switch the cameras / lenses while I'm recording. I do it all the time. Use the regular wide, and I'll zoom in, or I'll go to ultra wide while it's recording. So with the native camera app, you don't need to use the camera app that it comes for the lens. Quick release plates are the best. Yes, they are. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. So Scott says sometimes the gimbal, yeah, look where this arm is. The arm is behind the phone. It doesn't extend out here, so I can get to the lightning connector for my audio connectors. This is a very short arm. It does not see it whatsoever. So this is one of the reasons I really like this short arm, gimbal arm. It seems to it holds up to 280 grams of weight. And then I think the phone, that's well within the range of the phone. So have you tried other iPhone gimbals? I have a giant gimbal setup that I have that was not made for an iPhone, but I've adapted it to an iPhone. I got it from my GH5. I forget what brand it is. And it's really big, but it doesn't rely on Bluetooth for communication. It's all internal. That works really well, but it's real big. I like these small ones, like when I go to the Summit in person or NAB, I can walk around with a small gimbal. So I have three. Another one like this one, about the same size. And I have the bigger one, which is made for the GH5 that I've adapted for the iPhone. And I put a camera on it. I can put I put a microphone on it, a shotgun mic. I can put a light on it. It has 2 arms that I can control. It's much bigger setup. How do you transfer footage from your iPhone to your MacBook Pro? It takes a hell of a time for you sharing many clips in AirDrop. Yes, that's a problem. The speed of transfer of the iPhone 13 is a problem. It was the same with I had the 12 Pro Max, the 512 gigabyte, and I was always It's a slow. Lightning is very slow. I'm not sure what quarter 20 socket would help. I'm not sure what you mean. If you don't see the update, is my computer too old? iMac 5K late. You missed this when we did this earlier. I updated live on the air. Let me show you a little trick. Let me show you a little trick here. So here's my updates page. Notice it says recently updated. It doesn't have Final Cut Pro on there. Go to the search. Search for Final Cut Pro. Click enter. Now, Final Cut Pro, click on this, and it'll tell you update. This I've already updated. This is 10.6.1, but that's what I do. Search over here for Final Cut Pro. I got the spinning beach ball. Look at that. Maybe it's going to crash on me. Oh, well. So search in the search field and then click on the update. That's what I would do. As far as if your computer is too old, now I'm on Monterey. I don't know. You have to check and see. I don't know. Oh, to add a light attachment, quarter 20. So I have, on my big setup, I have multiple quarter 20 holes on the frame. It's a metal frame. And I also have plenty of cold shoes that I could attach a light to. This one, I can do it with this one too, because what I do is I put an L bracket with a handle on this quarter 20, and that L bracket with the handle has two cold shoes on it that I can mount a light or mount a microphone to. But I don't, this one I use a Shure Lightning microphone, which is the best that I've found. Just plug it directly in there, and it's really has two capsules front and back that are very, very high quality. But if I'm going to use a shotgun mic, I won't use this. I'll use one of the other setups that already has the cold shoes and the ability to have lights and shotgun microphones. I've had problems with the App Store. Very odd. Just do a search for Final Cut Pro and see what you can do. All right, everyone, I'm going to head out of here. Thank you once again. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe over there, youtube.com, Richard Taylor TV. We're growing by leaps and bounds. You click the notification bell. You notify whenever we go live, which is quite often. We'll be back for Final Cut Friday. We're going to discuss some of the stuff, some of the Summit. We'll review the Summit. We're not going to review the Apple presentation. We already did that last Friday. We'll mention it. We will mention it. Where did you get your L bracket? Appreciate all the info. I got mine on Amazon, probably. I have two of them. Remind me Friday, Roz, and I'll see if I can pull it out for you and show you where I got it. All right, everyone, I'm going to head out. Thank you very much. Subscribe over here, Richard Taylor, YouTube, Richard Taylor TV. Thanks, everyone. See you on Final Cut Friday. Are you going to leave us for real this time? See you this Friday. Thank you, Richard. Yes, I am. I'm hungry. It's my dinner time. 5:46. Hit the like button. Sure, hit the like button as well. Let me see if I have that over here. Do I have that over here? Oh, here we go. I got these. Let me pull my name out of there. And then you can see them a little bit better. Where the heck are they? Here we go. Like and subscribe. YouTube.com, Richard Taylor TV. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. I will see you, if not before. I could come back before, but probably won't. I'll see you on Final Cut Friday. Talk to you later.